Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, or otherwise strange content. Today, I'm covering a movie that my friend asked me to cover about 3 months ago, and I've been trying to do it ever since, and now I'm finally getting around to it. Basically, my friend Maddie, shout out to Maddie, love you girl, she called me on Discord one day and told me, I found a movie that you have to make a video about because it was wild and I used to watch it all the time as a kid. And she showed it to me, we watched it together, and I agree with her, is the most batshit crazy kids movie I think I've ever seen. Well, I've seen a lot of batshit crazy kids movies since running this channel, but it's definitely the most violent kids movie I've ever seen. It's called Small Soldiers. I'm sure a lot of you are having flashbacks now that I just said the name. I didn't ever watch it as a kid. I didn't remember it, so I got to experience it as an adult for the first time. Yahoo! We're just gonna get into it like we always do because words can't really amount to seeing it with your own eyes. You know what I mean?
Globotech Industries, long recognized as the worldwide leader in high-tech weaponry, is now reaching even higher.
So the movie basically starts off with a big bad tech company that is taking military-grade tech and repackaging it into items to sell to everyday Americans. Great idea, guys. We're specifically focusing in on these two guys who are toy makers for this company. That's right, they're putting military-grade weapons into kids' toys. But anyway, they're trying to pitch a new line of products to their boss.
2 minutes after I leave this room, I won't remember your name.
He's a lovely human being. So this one guy pitches this line of toys that's basically just a peaceful group of characters that are nice and just kind of harmless toys, right? And then this other guy pitches this action figure that's just like a ruthless army vet, and the big business boss is like, that's the one. That's a good idea. But then he doesn't like that there's false advertising in the commercial, which seems kind of out of character for a big businessman in a 90s movie, but okay.
I'm sick of shampoo commercials that try to convince women they can look like Claudia Schiffer after one cycle of rinse and repeat.
Nice change of pace. So they more or less hack the mainframe to get the technology they need to beef up their toy line. And basically they make it so that the army guys are the mortal enemies of the other peaceful guys. More on that later. Meanwhile, in small town America, this kid and his family run a failing toy store. I think you're already seeing how these things are going to come together. But also, no, there's no way you can possibly foresee what's about to happen.
My suggestion was torch the place.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, don't torch the store, then you won't have a store.
Arson forensics nowadays is very sophisticated.
That too, I guess. So this kid's dad is out of town on a business trip, and he basically talks the delivery guy into letting him have the bigger toy store chain's supply of these new military-grade toys.
Yeah, what about your dad's policy? No war toys.
And also breaks his dad's policy of no war toys, so he's really just bending all the rules today. And so yeah, if you didn't already know, the new tech that they put into the toys has made them pretty entirely sentient, so good on them. So while Love is a Battlefield plays in the background, which I cannot tell if that's amazing choice in music or just absolutely abhorrent choice in music, this girl, the love interest, she walks in with her little brother.
His birthday's next week. My mom told me to take him shopping.
So the kid has to pick out his own birthday present? That's kind of sad.
Anything that maims, kills, or destroys.
And violent, oh my god.
I've heard about you.
You have?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty ominous. She's like, oh, I've heard about you. And he's like, oh, really? And she's like, mm-hmm. And then walks away. She's probably heard nothing but good things. So the little brother finds the sentient toys in the back and is like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then they run back there, and very suspiciously, there are no toys where the kid was talking about sentient toys just a second ago.
Save me one of the buff guys. And a monster too. I don't think so, you little brat.
Good lord, you could be a little nicer. Oh, and also he's bummed because she has a motorcycle boyfriend, which literally I forgot about just from the last time that I watched this movie when I was prepping to make this video, which is hilarious, and you'll see why in a second.
Meet death with honor, coward.
There you are.
Jesus, what was happening back there? Moving on, we got a lot of movie to get to. So, Our main character runs home to give his dad his flight ticket that he needs. Flight ticket. I'm gonna keep going. Meanwhile, his parents are at home, and his dad's looking for his keys.
Oh, and where did I leave them? Oh.
And this is not an important detail at all, but the first time I watched this movie, I just kind of assumed that his mom was a flight attendant by the way that she's dressed. She's not, but I wanted you to know that I assumed that on the first viewing.
Exhale.
Exhale.
The stress.
The mom is easily my most favorite character in this whole movie, by the way. Oh, and so the love interest girl lives behind our main character. Their parents don't like each other.
What the hell are you doing, Phil? This is my tree!
That's my tree!
No. This tree is beautiful. That dish is just one more piece of techno crap to go along with the rest of your stockpile of techno crap.
If I was a better video analyst, like Jack Saint, for example, I might point out that this whole little quibble with the tree and the satellite dish is a bigger metaphor for the overarching message that the story is trying to teach us. However, again, I just want to get to the really, really messed up parts because that's what I do best here, apparently. So the dad leaves, leaving the kid in charge of the store by himself, which in a weird twist of 90s movie logic, the kid is the one out of the two of them that's most obsessed with making money.
By the time he gets back, they'll all be sold. And this place will have made a little money for once.
So he finds this one toy, whose name is Archer, who's stowed away in his bag, and he starts talking to it.
Greetings. I am Archer, emissary of the Gorgonites.
Archer's really the only polite character we've met so far, isn't he?
I'm Alan. Now shut up.
Greetings, Alan. Now shut up.
You just said my name, didn't you?
Dude, if you're impressed by that, wait till you see what else he can do. Meanwhile, the main Army Man toy breaks out of his packaging. It's kind of like that scene in Toy Story 2 with the Buzz Lightyears, but way more terrifying. And he breaks out all the other Army Men.
Nick Nitro, demolition is my mission. Serve with your father. He's a good man.
You've probably guessed by now that the main Army Man toy is voiced by Tommy Lee Jones, and my favorite thing about it is that, honestly, if they wanted to, they could have just pulled, like, catchphrases from all of Tommy Lee Jones's past characters, I'm pretty sure, and just repurposed them into voicing this character.
Standard issue is insufficient. All right, ladies, now listen, and listen good.
It's like the most Tommy Lee Jones character ever.
Our mission, destroy the Gorgonite enemy, defeat him.
Yeah, so the military characters are basically out on a mission to completely destroy the Gorgonites, which are Archer and all the other little characters, the peaceful ones. So they're basically just out to murder this whole other type of toy. More on that later. I love Archer. Look how cute he is. He basically sees a picture of a forest and a lake and is like, oh, that looks like our home that we need to go find. And so he's determined to get his people there. Nice kitty.
You're not like any toy I've ever seen.
It's funny because, no, it's not like any other toy you've seen, but so far all the toy has done is just kind of move robotically and repeat a name. Like, so far it hasn't demonstrated anything spectacular. But just you wait.
Alan, friend of Archer, defender of all Gorgonites, keeper of Encarta.
You were using my computer? If I find a virus in there, you're headed for the microwave.
My God. A simple be more careful and ask before you use my stuff would have been good enough. So while Alan is making a new friend in Archer, the Tommy Lee Jones toy is talking to his troops.
Damn the torpedoes, or give me death. The war against the Gorgonites will be won.
So not only is he really intense, but they're basically waging war against a bunch of toys that are locked up in boxes. So there's that.
Uh-oh.
Get him! Jump on it! I stick it 12 o'clock!
They just ambush this poor toy. Poor guy.
How could toys do this?
Oh, geez, and they dismembered him? Oh my God. Think of how horrifying this is for poor Archer. Oh my God.
Are you pulling some kind of insurance scam?
I swear, I did one thing wrong, that's it.
We get a little bit of forced backstory about how Alan is a little bit of a troubled teen.
I heard your parents had to move here because you got kicked out of 10 different schools.
They have one of the most 90s conversations ever.
Do you ever watch that show, Family of Five?
I'm more of an X-Files kind of guy myself.
And then we hear some more about Alan's backstory.
I heard you called in a bomb scare on Parents' Day.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, did you say a bomb scare?
but that was a long time ago, you know. I'm a totally different person now.
Man, I haven't seen such a young character try to pull the I'm a different person now thing since Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. The dad comes to check up on him, and the love interest girl steals Archer.
You should go on home too. I'll close up.
I can do it.
Obviously, you can't.
Right, but he thinks the store has been broken into, correct? So why would you blame your young child that's too young to be running a store by himself anyway for that? It wouldn't be his fault. Oh, but she gives him Archer and the pieces of the other toy back just in time for her motorcycle boyfriend to pick her up. So the army toys are just posted in a tree as Alan goes by with Archer, and they scout out that he has Archer with him somehow, and they're just like, cool, let's ambush this one other random toy now that we've murdered others. Jesus. So this one toy tries to get a hold of Archer and gets horribly maimed in the process, and they just have to brutally reattach his limbs.
Here's tape. Let's close him up.
Also, I'd like to establish, he's feeling pain in this scene. They're establishing the fact that the toys feel pain. Keep that in mind. So Alan decides that the best course of action is to call customer service and yell at a customer service agent who's just trying to do her job about the fact that these toys came to life and wrecked his store.
I'm sorry, but Heartland Play Systems does not replace lost toys.
I didn't lose them! Look, is there a machine I can talk to? Just transfer me to a machine.
I'd like to speak to your manager machine.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am!
Yeah, you are being a total Karen right now, Alan. Come on. Right, so one of the toy designers is giving a talk on how they're gonna make big business bucks off of these toys. The other guy is like, I got a phone call about how some of the toys are sentient now and super violent.
I got 2 words for you, countersuit. 1 word, countersuit. 2 words.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm the most grammatically sound person either, but I'm also not in charge of military-grade weapons, so I'm a little uneasy about that.
The materials are standard, the mechanicals are standard, even the... Oh.
What's O? Oh, like that's interesting, or oh, like we're screwed?
No, look, I mean, you know, hey, whoa.
Oh?
They were designed for the Department of Defense.
Yeah, how could they be dangerous? They just have like a little teeny tiny bit of military grade weaponry in them.
You put munitions, chips, and toys?
It's fine. Kids are fine. Resilient. Okay, so that night, the army toys capture Archer and they try to push him face first down the garbage disposal. So Alan saves Archer, which is good. And then he takes the guy that was trying to murder Archer and stuffs him down the same garbage disposal. I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve it, but remember what I said about how we've established that the toys feel pain? Brutal. And then he somehow just crawls away in agonizing pain. The parents don't see, by the way, because apparently parents in kids' movies just have no peripheral vision. But isn't that brutal? Oh my god. So Alan tells his parents, hey, I bought a bunch of soldier toys behind your back, and also those soldier toys took all your woodworking tools?
I need to ask you this. Are you on crank?
No!
Then is it crystal meth, tar, smack?
So naturally they don't believe him, because why would they? Hey Mom and Dad, I lied to you in a big way. Now I'm gonna tell you something that sounds like an even bigger lie. Please believe me. So after crawling all the way back to base, this toy just dies.
It's only a flesh wound, sir.
It's not though, buddy. It's really not.
Did we win?
Kids movie. Kids movie. So they find all the other Gorgonites in the trash can. They're not dead, which is good. And this one that got brutally disfigured has been put back together with a bunch of spare parts.
We tried to fix him.
Poor guy. But he looks cool. So Alan's got all the Gorgonites back at his house. He's hitting on the love interest girl.
Well,
There is this one guy, but he's kind of a smart aleck and a bit of a troublemaker.
I'm sure he'd be willing to give it all up for you.
It's a very strange conversation. But much more importantly, the army toys have taken the chip out of their dead friend's brain and are using it to make a machine to help them build minions. Not even joking.
We must go behind enemy lines to secure a hostage. Prepare to move out. Pump it, jarheads!
Right, so they show up at the girl's house, and in an attempt to continue doing war crimes, they roofie the parents?
This is your brand new I paid a fortune.
And then they take the little brother hostage? What the fuck?
Son, you can be a prisoner or a casualty.
Kid's like 6 years old, what the hell? Oh, and then they're very creepy with the girls' Barbie dolls.
Fully posable. Hello, Dolly.
But as uncomfortable as that is, it gets even weirder when they use the machine made with the dead soldier's microchip. I mean, stay with me, I know. They use that machine to turn all these Barbie dolls into more soldiers. And the girl comes home with her motorcycle boyfriend, doesn't see her little brother in the closet, gets taken hostage in a violent ambush with the Barbies that leaves her boyfriend caught on fire? Yeah, and then he just runs away on fire and we never see him again. That's just that whole character. And then, if this movie wasn't bizarre enough, the soldier toys have the love interest girl make a hostage video?
Alan, I am safe. I'm making this statement of my own free will and under no duress.
Okay.
You're right.
Stick to the script. Read it like we wrote it.
Kids movie. So while this army toys are just continuing their rampage, Alan finds the girl and then gets ambushed / harassed by the Barbie dolls.
You've been a bad boy, and now you must be punished.
What am I watching? Maddie? What is this? And then the love interest girl beats them all to death and then kisses Alan.
You rescued me.
Anytime.
Oh, good. The violent army toys have built a flamethrower. Yay! And then the army toys just blast out of the garage to the tune of war. What is it good for? Again, I don't know if this is genius or insane.
Commando, attack!
Maybe it's both. So there's a chase. The toys are like launching fireballs at them. And just when you think they're dead, they're not. Right, so let's recap. In this children's movie, there are themes of peace, not war. They also work in some big business bad, look out for the union workers messaging.
Hey, you know the clowns that make these decisions. Doesn't matter to them that a bunch of guys gonna be standing around freezing their clusters off in the middle of the night. Just as long as everybody knows who's in charge.
And I thought my date with the president's daughter would be the closest to political content I get on this channel. Jesus. Right, so as the two families are arguing in the middle of the night, the two toy makers show up and they're like, hi, we have a little problem. And it's worth noting that they didn't believe their children when the children said, hey, these toys are alive, but as soon as a couple of businessmen show up at their door in the middle of the night, they're like, oh, you mean the toys are alive. Got it. The toys managed to take down the power lines, though.
Lights out!
So they're all trapped in the house together, as it's being surrounded by these military toys.
I'm scared.
Oh, Tim, it's gonna be all right. They're not after you. They just want to kill the little monster people.
Yeah, honey, it's okay. They're not gonna kill you necessarily. They're just out on a genocidal rampage. It's fine. Oh, and then they commit psychological warfare using the Spice Girls.
What are they doing? Psychological warfare.
The Marines did this against Noriega.
What? Oh my god. Right, so the toys are just shooting Molotovs, pretty much, into the house. They're on the defense, including the mom, who, again, I adore her. She's using her tennis skills to just bounce them back to the toy so that they blow up in their face. There's a lot of violent action that happens after this. The dad gets stabbed in the leg. And these poor pacifist sweetheart toys are, like, dragged into war now. Poor guys.
If we hide, we will still lose.
So the front yard is just a battlefield now, with the Gorgonites jumping in to save Alan and his dad. There's a nail gun blaster going off. Very intense. Also, they try to call the police, but it doesn't work because the police don't believe them and they're completely useless.
It's not a prank call. No, it's not. No, wait. It is. Oh, so you'll send some cops to come and arrest me, right? Oh, no, don't hang up.
So as the toys try to airstrike Alan, Archer faces off with the main army toy, the Tommy Lee Jones toy, and they basically have a conversation about racism.
You got a lot of guts. Let's see what they look like.
They're wires and metal, the same as yours.
What is this movie, man? I'm so conflicted, because on one hand, it's super violent, and I feel like it probably terrified a bunch of kids, but on the other hand, maybe it'll teach some kids some good lessons about, like, being anti-war and anti-racism or something. I don't know.
This isn't dangerous, is it?
Well, it just depends on...
There will be no mercy.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's so terrifying. So with the Gorgonites MIA, presumed dead, and all of the army toys just dead on the battlefield that is the suburban front lawn, the big business boss lands in a helicopter, and this corporation just pays off everybody. They imply that they've also paid off the police and the media.
Situation is stabilizing. Local law enforcement is under control. There's just a matter of compensating the parties involved.
They pay off Alan's family, so basically Alan's mom and pop store gets to stay open because of a lawsuit settlement from a giant corporation.
What were we charging for these things?
$79.95.
Add a few zeros to the end of that number. Get in touch with our military division. I know some rebels in South America who are going to find these toys very entertaining.
Oh god, I forgot about that. I don't even know what to say about that. Oh, I don't know if I explained this very well. Basically, all the toys are presumed dead because Alan had to basically send up a thing that would fry their chips. And they think it took out basically all the Gorgonites and the army toys in kind of like a big blast, which is horrifying. But then plot twist.
Gorgonites, we won.
We did?
The Gorgonites took cover and they're all safe. Isn't that great? Just genuinely made me so happy the first time I watched this. And the Gorgonites get to sail off to find their new home as free people. And that's the end of the movie. A wholesome, family-friendly kids movie about war. This movie is such a movie. The Gorgonites voiced by the members of Spinal Tap. What? I didn't know that. Anyway, that's the movie. Like I said, I'm torn between feeling like kids should never have seen this movie and feeling like kids should definitely see this movie for its anti-war messaging and anti-big corporation messaging and anti-racism messaging. I could and probably should go into a whole deep dive about how the toys that were very specifically styled after the US Army are the ones committing all the war crimes, but you know what? I'm not going to. Although I kind of just did. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I'm very tired, and I need to go lay down now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Anything and everything you do to support this channel means the world to me. Thank you for all the sweet messages you send me. Just thank you for all your support. I really appreciate you guys. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around because I post nonsense all the time, and ring that bell because my upload schedule is as chaotic as I am. And remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so. Because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. I cannot believe my battery lasted that long. What a movie, man.